I want everybody to eat. And maybe that's just me being a good ass person, but I want everybody to eat, whether you're in my life or not. You don't gotta sit at my table to eat.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to season 4's premiere of Just Jay the podcast. Does anything look a little different to you? Okay, boom. So anyway, if you are watching or if you are listening to the audio of it, I highly suggest you go to the YouTube video to watch that as well, because you're gonna see some new changes, some new setup equipment, It's giving very much studio production in here, and I just want y'all to really be able to see it because your girl worked hard on it. First of all, I went to the beach on Saturday. It was really hot, really fun. I actually went by myself because I think going to the beach by yourself is just very therapeutic. So I was like, yeah, let me go, whatever. Came back, took a shower, and got right to work on the studio. And when I tell you I was in the heat, sweating bullets for like 4 hours trying to put all this together, trying to clean everything up, trying to put everything in order for my next couple, episodes and all that stuff. So I think we did a good job. I got this sign as a birthday present, so shout out to the gift giver. Thanks, babe. And I was just like, I need something more simple. I think my last time I had just had a backdrop up, last season, actually, I should say. I just had a backdrop up. There was no lights. There was no, studio effect. But I just had my backdrop, and I think that was cool for what I was trying to do. That was cool for the moment. That was, it was good. I think I just was like, you know what, I need to step it up. I feel like every season I need to do something different. Every season I need to come harder. And I think this was definitely my way of doing it because I don't know if y'all can actually see, but I have my chair here and there's another chair here in case I wanted to have a guest, and there's another microphone here in case I wanted to have a guest as well. Sorry, I had to burp. That was weird. But yeah, I have 2 microphones, 2 chairs, all of this. So it's just more convenient for me collabing with people. And then on the other side of the phone, which you guys can't see, which I'll show everything at the end, but on the other side of the phone, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 chairs here just in case I have friends that want to watch, or anybody else that actually wants to be on the show but just not front and center can be back there, and I'll have a camera facing me like I do now and a camera facing them so that I can just interchange it when they start to talk, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be it's giving a really good atmosphere in here, and I'm really excited about it because I think there was just something that I needed to make me feel good, you know what I'm saying? I went to look at office spaces right after the show ended. The season ended last season. I went to look at office spaces. I went to look at warehouses, all of that. And I think right now, putting my money into, I'm trying to think smarter, not harder. And I'm trying to really monopolize off of this brand here. And I'm trying to really do creative and smart business decisions. So I think me putting all my money and time into a warehouse, first of all, would have been too big for me because this is really all I need. I don't even have like merch or anything yet, like really to sell and everything. So warehouse would be too big for me. An office space would be cool, sure, but then I would have to you know what I'm saying? Like, this is so convenient because it's in my house. This is literally in my garage, literally in my own little area. I'm gonna get a door here that closes it off so that it could literally just be my little area. So I think right now I'm just trying to make the smartest business decisions that I can. And of course, obviously, one day I do want to branch out and get my own warehouse. And, when this is bigger than what it is right now, I haven't even made a year yet. So I don't want to put all my money into a warehouse and then turn around and be like, you know what, fuck this podcast shit. I don't fuck with it. I don't want to do it. Which I doubt would happen. But I'm not gonna lie, the ending of last season, I think I've really rushed everything. I rushed the season finale. I rushed all of that to just get it out for you guys so that I wasn't like prolonging that season. So I think, like I said, I was rushing it. I was trying to just get out content so that I didn't feel inconsistent. And I know usually I take a 2-week break in between my seasons, and I think this time it was maybe a month or maybe 3 weeks it was, but it was definitely longer than 2 weeks. And I think it was good for me to take that time because 1, I got my head together all the way, and 2, it just gave me time to do all the behind the scenes stuff, like, setting it up, getting new lighting, getting new microphone stands, all of that stuff. I've been doing a lot of listening to podcasts. If you guys are, well, obviously you guys are into podcasts because you watch mine, but 3 other additional podcasts that would be really, really cool for you guys to tap into or to learn about would be definitely the Don't Call Me White Girl show. She is so funny. She is so fucking funny, but she also has really good conversations. And it's also like similar to like what I would want to do. Like she is her as the host, and she has like I think it's one of her producers or and one of her friends that she always brings. And they like she'll talk like, you know, just her, and then she'll bounce her ideas off of them. So I think that was pretty cool. The Know For Sure podcast, that's actually a fairly new podcast. They only have like 7 episodes out right now, I think. I have watched every single one, okay? And every single one, the conversation gets better. Like everything just gets better. And it's literally KNOW for FOR, sure, SURE. That's with B. Simone and her best friend. B. Simone is a really, really poppin' comedian. She was on Wildin' Out. What else does she do? She's actually on her own comedy tour right now, which is really cool. She also collabed with the 85 South Show. Those are really, really funny ass niggas. Carlos Miller, DC Young Fly. I think that's it. But 85 South Show is also a really good, funny one. But I think what's cool about my podcast taste is that Don't Call Me White Girl Show, Poor Minds, that's also one of my biggest inspirations. They actually liked my story a couple weeks ago, so I'm popular. But Poor Minds, Know For Sure, and Don't Call Me White Girl, those are all women-based podcasts. And I think that's more what I gravitate towards because I am a woman trying to do this shit too. And it's like, you know. But the 85 South Show is all men. And they do have women, like everybody that I've named has been on the 85 South Show already. But they do bring women in and they do talk and they do the different perspectives. But 85 South Show is really, really funny as fuck. It's really comedy-based. So for the men out there trying to get into podcasts, I would definitely start with the 85 South Show because that shit is going to have you weak as fuck, okay? And it's really going to, like, they really talk about shit. So it's not just, like, you know, just funny shit all the time. But they do really talk about shit. So for this week's episode, the season premiere of season 4, I'm very excited. I keep saying it. Like, I'm really in such a different energy. Like, I think I just dropped a interlude. Was that last week or the week before last week? I don't know. I dropped Jay's Interlude. That was more just a reflection for me because I needed to put out something for you guys because I think honestly, I thought everybody was going to forget about me. I thought like people were going to be like, oh, her podcast, she's been missing for 2 weeks. Nobody fucks with her no more. Like her podcast is dead. She's not putting out no more info. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're in that moment and when you're creative and you're taking a break back and like when you're taking a break and you're stepping back from your creative mode and you're giving yourself that time, you often be like, damn, everybody's gonna forget about me by the time I drop this next episode or this next season. Nobody's gonna fuck with me no more. And it's never the case, literally. Like, it's never the case. But I think my friends, like, cause I went live yesterday and one of my friends was like, yo, honestly, I was just like worried. Like, cause I never, like usually once my seasons end, I'm already hitting my audience with the next season's premiere date. But I never put out a date. I didn't put out a date until maybe 2 weeks ago. So everybody was just like, damn, like, she not putting out no dates. She not saying nothing. So, like, I'm sorry if I worried everybody. I'm not going to lie. I did have a lot of stuff on my mind. Clearly, like, as I stated in the interlude, if you didn't watch Jay's Interlude, there's no video of it. It's just audio. So, Jay's Interlude is literally just an audio episode. I think it's about 38 minutes, I think. I don't really remember. But it is a good episode. It's just going to show you my reflections that I usually do for myself. And it's just going to show you that I allow myself time to grow. I allow myself time to really process things. And I think that was a really good way for me to let you guys know that was what I was doing. So, like I said, there's no video, but it's just audio. And it's really, really good. I don't want to say that it's not necessarily sad because I think at the end I kind of spin it. But it's just really eye-opening because it really makes you think like everybody can sit behind a camera and make themselves look happy. Everybody can sit behind a camera and make themselves look like their life is all together, make themselves look like everything is fine and everything is peaches and cream when it's really not. So I think that it was good for me to just put that out there because I don't know, my audience, my followers and all that stuff, they weren't expecting it. They didn't know that it was coming. So it literally was just a surprise drop that I did on, I think it was either last Friday or the Friday before. Can't remember. But that was important to me for me to at least give you guys something to let you know where I was at. So if you didn't, like I said, if you didn't listen to that, please go head over to Apple Podcasts and Spotify to listen to that. Like I said, it's not on YouTube. There's no video. There will be video and audio for every episode that I drop coming forward for season 4. I've been really good at doing both the audio and the video. It's because that was, something that was really important to you guys was the video. So I've been really, really good at that. I'm going to continue to do that so that every episode that I drop is going to always have audio and video unless I say otherwise, which I probably won't. But yeah, let's get into it. So this week I have some things that I want to talk about. Some really, really good things. First of all, I want to say rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Okay, we're gonna take it there. We're gonna take it there. I want to talk about Kevin Samuels very briefly because first of all, I'm not gonna hold y'all. When Kevin Samuels was alive, I didn't really fuck with Kevin Samuels, and I have never watched a full Kevin Samuels interview, whatever the fuck. I have never watched a full video of him speaking ever. Let me tell you why. Because I personally feel like he pins, or not even pins us against each other. I just feel like he's very clear on his stance between dark-skinned women and lighter-skinned women. I'm a light-skinned woman, so that whole light-skinned privilege is very real. Like, it's very, very relevant, and I think that it's important for me as a light-skinned woman and as a black girl in general, overall, to point that out because colorism is a thing. Colorism is very real, and we have to understand that the darker-skinned women or the brown-skinned women with that rich melanin, they get treated a different kind of way in certain industries. They get treated like they're less than in certain industries when compared to me, of the fairer skin, of the lighter skin. So I think Kevin Samuels, in a lot of his conversations or in a lot of his clips, I kind of felt that. I kind of felt that colorism, and I don't fuck with that because I kind of relate colorism and racism are very different, but they kind of go hand in hand, and I don't fuck with nothing that has to do with any of that. And I always felt like Kevin Samuels was very sexist. I always felt like he was always on the man's side, always, you know what I'm saying? But until I had a conversation with one of my friends, Tonia, when I was in Atlanta the last time, but I don't know how he got on the Kevin Samuels topic, but he was still alive then, obviously. But I said that to my friend, and I was like, I just think he's sexist. I feel like he's always on a nigga side, like he's not really promoting women as much. And my friend Tonia was like, no, like he doesn't, like he's not like that. Like you gotta really get into his work. You gotta really, like, this is what my friend said. I ain't done it because I just haven't had the want to. But my friend was like, no, like you gotta really give him a chance because he's not really sexist. Like he comes off as that, but he's not really like that. So that's when I kind of was just like, fuck it, he's just not for me. Then he died, and it was just like, whoa, like, I remember I was at the basketball courts with my friends because I was watching them play basketball, and one of my friends, I was like, yo, like, Kevin Samuels died, and he was like, no. Like, what? Because, like, what? Like, the media is just, it's just like, I'm at a loss for words just even describing that moment of finding out, because it's just like, no way, like, what? And then to find out that he died, like, in the middle of like interacting with a woman of like it was just, the whole story is just weird, and I didn't do much research. Because I don't want to. My point is bringing him up is that there's been a lot of people that have been basking and have been excited about his death, and that I don't understand. I feel like no matter if you disagree with somebody, no matter if you don't have the same ideas as somebody, no matter if you don't like them as a person, when somebody dies, death is permanent. Death is something that you cannot reverse. You can't bring somebody back after they already crossed that line of death. I strongly believe we're all here and we're all put on this earth to fulfill a purpose. We're all put on this earth to do something, and clearly he did what he had to do, which was like, like pick people's brain and just like force people to see things differently, and he may not have I just think his overall delivery in saying certain things to women was completely wrong in so many instances. I think that's why I'm completely turned off by him, because I don't fuck with no man talking to me any kind of way, because first of all, I don't know who the fuck you thought you were, but I'm not that girl. Like, you're not gonna demean me and fucking make me feel less than you because I'm calling in for your advice. Like, first of all, I think we gave Kevin Samuels too much power. Like, the fact that women were calling in and asking for his advice like he was God, and like he was really gonna like not even to make it sound like that, but like calling into him to make it seem like he had all the answers is just where we fucked up. Because what the fuck? But no. Anyway, I just don't think that his death was anything to be celebrated, despite how we all may feel about him. Because at the end of the day, death is death, and I feel like everybody should get their rightfully earned spot in this world and their rightfully earned life to live, because we don't ask to be here. We are brought here by our parents, and what we do on this earth from being brought here by our parents is what we're supposed to do. We have to fulfill that completely. And whether he fulfilled his life purpose or not, no matter what, he still deserved to live. So I think it just fucks me up when everybody's on social media congratulate, like, oh, he had to die, he needed to die, he was talking all that shit about women, he was a... No, bruh, no. We're not gonna sit here and fucking pick at that man because of the things that he said because he's dead now. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, because we can't glorify somebody dying just because we didn't agree with them. That is so wrong. That is morally and ethically wrong. So I don't fuck with that. So to sum that shit up, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. I do think that our male generation gave him that leverage. Our male generation gave him that platform because there was a lot of men that agreed with what the fuck he was saying about women. So the reason he got that pedestal and that platform was 100% because of men siding with what he said, or the things that he would say. So rest in peace to him. We need to chill out on the Kevin Samuels shit, because that's whoa. Next topic. So pretty much like, I wanted to sort of rebrand Just Jay coming back for the 4th season. And when I say rebrand, I mean like, I just wanted to do things differently. I wanted a new setup. I wanted a new feel. I wanted a new energy towards this. And I think I did a good job of doing that, because I just think change brings about like optimism. Like, you know, like, I don't know why I keep saying like I'm nervous. Well, actually, I'm not gonna lie. I have not been behind a camera or recorded a podcast episode like this in weeks, child. Okay, so welcome back to me. Thank you. But I needed I really truly feel like the setup and me like taking the time and like getting myself together was what did it for me. Because, okay, so I wasn't ready to talk about this in the interlude that I did, but I've low-key been going through like I don't want to say a friendship breakup, but that's really what's been happening. I just have been working on my relationships with everybody in my life, and I'm picking apart what I don't like and what I do like. And I'm really focusing on the things that I do like, because we can't always focus on the negative things, because that's when we're going to harp on it and dwell on it. But I low-key been calling myself out on my bullshit. And I think that's what you have to do when you're trying to set boundaries, and when you're trying to strengthen your relationships or strengthen your relationship with yourself, which all tie hand in hand. You need to call yourself out on your bullshit and analyze any selfishness within you. Because, you know, we always like to say like, oh, I'm a great communicator, I'm a great friend, I'm not selfish, I'm so this, I'm so that. But realistically, from another person's standpoint, some people might not characterize you as that. Some people might not say she's a good communicator. Some people would say that you need to work on your communication skills. But everything in our lives we do need to work on. So I think that's just where I was at in my life when I dropped Jay's Interlude. Because, you know, I was separating myself from friendships and from relationships that I obviously cared about and I loved, and I, you know, had a special place in my heart for. But I think when you really take the step back and analyze every person in your life, you realize, like, you know what, okay, this friendship is not for me, this relationship is not for me, and I need to distance myself or remove myself from this person. So I think that's what I was going through, and just trying to figure out we really need to establish our tribe. Like, everybody around us has to be or play an intricate part in our life. Like, we can't just, I'm getting older, I'm 22 now. I could really say that I'm 22, no, I'm just kidding. But I'm 22 now, like, I don't want to be stressed. I don't want to feel like I have people in my life who don't have my best interests at heart. I don't want to feel like that. I think we're too old and we're too grown at this point to really be letting our relationships just do whatever. I think I really need to be like, you know what? Okay, this is what I don't like that you do, or you don't fulfill me in this way. So let me just take a step back and really figure out what's in me that I need from you. Cause when I was going through the Jay's Interlude, like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks before I even dropped that episode, I had been on TikTok one day and I saw this girl beautiful girl. I don't know her name. I swear I wish I could remember her name because it was so unique. It reminded me of my name. And I remember like seeing it and I was like, I'm not going to say this because I don't like when people say, like, look at my name and fuck it up, you know? Because I don't know. Her name was so beautiful. I'm going to figure it out. I don't know. But she was saying that she, you know, her therapist had like gave her knowledge one day. And it was just like, I'm the type of person that isolates when I feel some type of way or when I'm going through something, right? And the girl was like that too. She explained that. And her therapist was like, when you have an hyper-independency. Hyper-independency is when you feel like you have to do everything by yourself. And when you are hyper-independent, which means pretty much extremely independent. I identify with that because I am extremely hyper-independent. So her therapist was like, listen, you don't have to be hyper-independent when you're going through sad things. It's okay to lean on your tribe. That's what your tribe and your people around you are there for. So her therapist gave her the homework assignment to reach out to your friends. Tell them, listen, I'm not in the best headspace. This is what I need from you. Because you can't ask for help without saying what you need them to do for you. So that resonated with me and I literally did it. There was this one day where I was just so sad and I was literally crying. I like to go to the cemetery because my cousin Khalid that passed away, I talked about him so many episodes at this point. I like to go to the cemetery when I feel like I have a lot on my mind or whatever, because that just makes me feel connected to him. It makes me feel closer to him. So I went there one day and I was just so overwhelmed with emotion. I was so sad. I was really going through it. When Jay's Interlude had dropped, I was really going through it because of this one particular relationship that I had in my life that just wasn't going how I needed. Going through this one, like a friendship breakup, okay? They happened. So I was going through that and I was just having a really hard day, and then that TikTok was in my head and it was like, you know what? Reach out to your tribe. So I texted 2 of my guy friends, Zaire and Angelo, and they came running for me. Like, shout out to Angelo, because for real, like, without him, that day would have been so, like, it would just, oh my God. Like, I couldn't imagine going through that or continuing to go through that day alone because I didn't realize how much I really needed his energy. Like, I don't know. But realistically, the whole point is I want to be able to rely on the people that I have around me. I want them to love me wholeheartedly. I want them to respect me. I want us, and vice versa. Not even just like, that's what I want from them and I'm not giving that, but I'm 100% going to give them whatever I want them to give to me. But I just want genuine, real relationships around me. Like, that's what I need in my life. And I think that's what everybody should try to do, which is like, just make sure everything in your life is going how you want it to. And the things that are not going how you want, analyze them and figure out what you can do to change them. So that's definitely what I think is one of my challenges right now. And also, I'm just overcoming stagnance. Like, I think when I dropped just Jay's Interlude, I don't know why I keep trying to say just Jay's Interlude. That's weird. But when I dropped Jay's Interlude a couple weeks ago, I was very much in a place of, okay, well, I'm just going to sit here and make it work. Like, suffering and just like, I'll make it work. And I realized, like, instead of having that mindset, I need to actually set things in motion. I need to stop just forcing myself to make things work when I can really go around that and do other things to make it even better and be happy while doing it and not just making it work, you know? So I think that's what I've been overcoming with, like, everything in my life. I just got a second job, just to bring in more revenue for real. Like, because I have things that I really want to do, like this podcast, you know, this setup was not cheap, okay? Like, I really had to, you know, put my money into it and put my ideas into it and figure out what I needed and what was going to make it feel what I wanted it to feel like. And I think I've done that, but definitely think that I had to change my mindset. And I say this all the time, but it's about really, like, it's okay to, sit in whatever you're dealing with or feel whatever you're feeling right now. But as long as you change your mindset at the end of that, everything will be better, because sitting in how you feel or sitting in your negativity is only going to swallow you up. And I told myself after I recorded that interlude, like, I'm not letting this swallow me up. Like, I can't. Like, I came way too far. Like, once you overcame certain shit in your life, like, you can't let depression or sadness or anything like that fuck with your groove. Like, you can't. Like, you literally cannot. So I think that was just one of the hardest things that I had to overcome. And it scared me a little bit. It scared me because I hadn't been sad like that in a while. So I think there was just a lot of things that triggered all of those emotions to come up in me. And when you're triggered like that, you're often like, damn, like, I didn't know this was still such a traumatic trigger for me. I didn't know that this was so prevalent for me. So I think I've just been trying to really work through my behind the scenes shit so that I can appear my best and I can really be my best, Also, relationships. Like I said, I've been really focusing on my relationships, my platonic relationships specifically. Because a platonic relationship is an intimate or affectionate relationship, but not sexual. So that could be a friendship, a family member, whatever. So when I say my relationships that I've been working on, that's 100% platonic, all of them. As we know, I'm single as a Pringle. Okay, been single, big single, not the little. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm single, been single, will forever be single. I tell you that all the time. So I'm not talking about anything that has to do with like a romantic partner. I'm literally talking about my friendships, my family relationships, all of that. And I think that everything just ties into each other. So I started reading this book called The Alchemist. If you haven't read this book, I suggest you do so, because this book has just already taught me a lot. I'm only on page 60 something, I think. But this book has already taught me a lot. And in this book, they talk about personal legends. And I'm just going to read you a little excerpt from the book, because I think it really opened my eyes, and I feel like it really will open you guys' eyes as well. This is The Alchemist, page 23 to 24. So basically it starts off like this. For several reasons, but let's say that the most important is that you have succeeded in discovering your personal legend. The boy didn't know what a person's personal legend was. It's what you have always. Okay, I'm dyslexic. Okay, can I read? Are you making me nervous? What the fuck? Anyway, okay, let me try this again. A personal legend is what you have always wanted to accomplish. Everyone, when they are young, knows what their personal legend is. At that point in their lives, everything is clear and everything is possible. They are not afraid to dream and to yearn for everything they would like to see happen for them in their lives. But as some time passes, a mysterious force begins to convince them that it will be impossible for them to realize their personal legend. It's a force that appears to be negative, but actually shows you how to realize your personal legend. It prepares your spirit and your will, because there is no great truth on this planet. If there is one great truth on this planet. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm fucking this fucking book up. Whatever. There is one great truth on this planet. Whoever you are or whatever it is that you do, when you really want something, it's because that desire originated in the soul of the universe. It's your mission on Earth. Then it goes on to say, to realize one's personal legend is a person's only real obligation. All things are one. And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. I'm going to break that down real quick. I think our personal legends are what our life purpose is. So the part that really stuck out to me is that basically when a person is young or like in their 20s like me, when they're thriving, that's when they think that their personal legend is the most accomplishable. Or that's when their personal legend looks the clearest to them, which I can resonate, because being that I'm young, like, I feel like the world, when you're young, you feel like you can do anything, which you can. The world is in your hands. You can do anything that you want to do when you're young. And I think when they were talking about the force that comes later on, that is negative, that makes you think that you can't do it, is just your self-doubt. And it's just where you are in your life. Because some people see that their purpose is something greater, right? And then they go through their life trying so hard to obtain it. And then they get to their 30s or their 40s and they feel like they're almost there, but they haven't yet quite accomplished or gotten to what their life's purpose is yet. So they often lose hope because that self-doubt kicks in. Self-doubt is supposed to be, like the book said, it seems negative, but it's supposed to help you further get to that purpose. So it's actually a positive in disguise as a negative. This book has really forced me to really think about that. Because it's just like, and it makes so much sense. It really correlates to where I'm at in my life now, because right now I think I'm on top of the world, but I know, like, because even I struggle with that self-doubt. Like, even at the ending of season 3, like, I know what my life's purpose is. Respectfully, I think my life's purpose is very criminal justice related and is very podcast related. So my life's purpose as a criminal justice aspect is to shed light on the areas that need reform in the criminal justice system and use my voice and use my outspokenness to bring attention to the things that aren't being brought attention to. And I think my life's purpose is really to, you know, those white politicians and those white governors and those white officials that feel like they're so entitled and feel like they're doing everything the right way. My life experiences and my life in general, I have seen so many things in the criminal justice system that haven't been correct and that haven't been just and that haven't been morally okay. So I think my life's purpose 100% is to be that person that points out the things that I don't agree with and points out the things that I don't think are morally just. On the podcast aspect, I think my life's purpose was always the criminal justice aspect, but I also acquired a new hobby and I acquired a new talent with this podcast shit. So I can really, my life's purpose can be done and can be portrayed in any avenue. Like right now I'm getting my master's degree in criminal justice. That's my life's purpose. Like, school was always a part of my life's purpose. So I always knew where I was headed. I just acquired something new to bring into that. So this podcast could be a great platform for me to raise my voice with that too. So, and for me to raise my voice with so many other things actually, but my life's purpose is really to stand out. My life's purpose is to be a Jayla Hill, which is being unique. My life's purpose is to be different. My life's purpose is to never let anybody silence me. Because that's something my parents have always taught me. Don't ever let anybody silence you. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like you can't say certain things. You can't be a person. Because they're not. I can be anything that I want to be in this world. But I think the fact that I identified with my life's purpose, this book resonates with me so much more. So definitely Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist. I literally made one of my friends buy me his whole series. So I have it in my house. And as I keep reading, I'm gonna bring you guys like excerpts and book reviews and all that stuff. So because one of my brothers actually was like, yo, you should start doing book reviews or just reviews on certain topics or certain videos and everything on your YouTube and on your podcast. So I'm definitely gonna be incorporating like my review aspect on that. But because books, bro, I could give you so many book reviews right now, so many movie reviews right now. Like, I'm touching every avenue. That's what I want to do. I want to touch every avenue. But that's why I think it's the importance of your purpose. And first of all, identifying with your purpose is very important, because then you know where you're going in life and you know what you're gonna do in life. And I think it's important to also pay attention to your relationships that you have around you and the tribe that you build, because your partnerships and everyone around you should contribute to your purpose. Your partnerships and everyone around you should contribute to your purpose. Like, all of my friends, they know what my purpose is because they watch me. They watch my show. They watch me build my show to what it is right now. All of my friends know this is my lane. They know speaking for others that can't really, use their voice, or using my voice to shed light on things, is my purpose. My friends know that. And those are my friends because they add to my purpose and they make my purpose feel like it's like I'm doing it right, So everybody around you should add or contribute to your purpose in some kind of way, or contribute to your drive to want to focus on your purpose. Because I think what I've also learned is that we have to distinguish between our relationships in life. And sometimes we have purpose mates and we have soulmates. Soulmates, I think, could be in the form of a friend or in a intimate relationship. That's somebody that your soul connects to, that you just connect to on a different level. The chemistry is different, the vibe is different, all of that. But a purpose mate is pretty much everybody that's in my life right now. My purpose mates are the people that I'm supposed to be fulfilling my purpose with. My purpose mates could probably be like say, okay, so I learned about a purpose mate from the Know For Sure podcast. And the way that they broke it down was like, the Know For Sure podcast is two hosts and they're two best friends. So it's B. Simone and her best friend Megan. Her best friend Megan is a smart ass woman. I fuck with her heavy. And she was just like, pretty much that B. Simone is her purpose mate. Like, that's the person that she's supposed to be doing the podcast with, because that's in their purpose. Like, their podcast is really, it promotes women empowerment. It promotes positive relationships as women. It promotes positive friendships. It promotes love. And that's their purpose. That's their message. My podcast promotes the same thing pretty much. It promotes women standing up for themselves and using their voice in different ways. It promotes coming together with different people for whoever I collab with or whoever I decide to bring on the show. It just promotes diversity. It promotes difference. It promotes living in your truth. And I think that B. Simone and Megan, the point that they made was, B. Simone is the face. B. Simone is the comedian. She's the one that is in the spotlight, and Megan is behind her. And Megan is okay with being behind her because she is not the one that wants to be front and center. B. Simone's purpose is to be front and center. Is to be the spotlight. Megan's purpose is to be behind her. She's the one that's, doing all the behind the scenes. That's her purpose. So it's important to know who your purpose mate is, and your purpose mate doesn't always have to be somebody that you're intimate with. Because I think a lot of people, you go into a partnership or a business with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, and it doesn't always have to be like that. Your purpose mate and the person that you do business with can very much be your friend. It doesn't always have to be. I think that's just the main point of this podcast episode is that you are allowed to have. My friend is calling me right now. He's gonna have to wait, cause what the fuck, bro. But anyway, yeah, it's important to just know that it's okay to have platonic relationships. Not everything has to be intimate. Not everything has to be, yeah. So that's the gist of this week's episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being so supportive thus far. Thank you guys for 4 amazing seasons. I'm so happy to be back. As you can see, the setup is amazing. My energy is amazing. I'm back and I'm motherfucking better. And yeah, who won't stop me? Nobody. But some things coming up for this season. I have some really good collabs. I know I say that all the time. I know. But for real, like, I can actually have people here now. Like, I actually have the space for them and all that. So collabs coming very soon. I'm going to have some really good conversations, some really good perspectives, some really good people, some really good things. Season 4 is about to be... okay. I'm manifesting this. Season 4 is about to be the best season thus far. Season 4 is about to really take us to the next level. And Season 4 is about to be our meal ticket to blow them bitches out the water. But yeah, thank you guys for another amazing season premiere. I love y'all. I'll be back with another episode next Friday. Bye.